struggling to build a full chest because you're emphasizing the wrong movements. You think it's all about benching, but the real chest builders are the ones you're skipping. That's dips, push-ups, and heavy dumbbell work. Once you start overloading these, your chest will completely change. And the thing is, listen, I was able to build my chest pretty early on. I built my chest a while ago, and that was when I didn't have a lot of equipment. That was when I didn't have a bench set and a gym that I could go to. This was back when I was living at home and I would do the push-up game. I would literally make a game where I pretty much just send my push-ups to hell and I push myself and I try and do at least 5 more reps than my 5 rep max. Think about it. Just imagine yourself. You're doing push-ups right now. You're at the max. You cannot do anymore and you force yourself to do 5 more. You're at the point where while you're in the middle of the push-up, your back literally turns because you're trying to do 1 more. Now imagine you made that a game you played every single night. Do you realize the type of person that I was? Do you realize the type of person that you need to be to actually get strong? Imagine you made that experience of excruciating pain a game that you played every single night. That's my point. And I was able to build my chest a while ago because not only did I do that, but I did other things I'm going to talk about in this video. And look, I'm just going to be real with you. I am Nigerian. My name is Chike. I am Nigerian. So genetics do play a role. I know that because I'm Nigerian, my chest develops really well, but I've always trained differently than anybody else. It's because I did those calisthenics movements. It's because I burned myself out with like calisthenic circuits. I would do pull-ups and then push-ups and dips. And it may seem like those things aren't related, but they are. It may seem like those things don't contribute to chest growth. Maybe not pull-ups, but they do. And because I did that stuff, I have a really well-developed chest. And I noticed even white guys, even Spanish guys, even like Korean guys who did the same thing that I did, build a really good chest. And that's what we're going to talk about today in this video. If you don't know who I am, my name's Chike and I've been consistent in the gym for 11 years. And that's because I'm a gym rat at heart. And the thing is that I still struggle with fitness. I still struggle trying to manage balancing the 3 lives that I have between being active duty military, having duties every single day, sometimes not knowing what time I'm going to get off work, then going to a crowded gym and staying active in the gym. And I still have a social life and I'm still dating. And on top of that, I still do YouTube. Life is hard. But the thing is, I'm not special. I'm your average guy just like you. And that's why I think it's really good for me to tell you exactly how it is that you need to get fit and why you're not fit. Because I learned that fitness isn't about just managing time, bro. It's about managing your energy. And I learned how to manage my energy. I learned through getting arrows in my back, through getting shit stopped by life as an adult who actually has problems, who's not an influencer, who doesn't have a job at like an actual 9 to 5. I learned through getting shit stomped by life how it is to stay consistent in the gym, because the reason that you're not fit isn't because you don't go to the gym. It's not because you don't even eat right. It's really because you just don't stay consistent long enough. I had this body because I've done this shit for 11 years and I'm not going to stop. If you did the same thing I did, you would have this body too, and probably sooner than I did. And that's the goal on this channel. The goal on this channel is to take you away from all this analysis paralysis with fitness. You know, oh, I gotta do this workout, this, oh, I gotta do this Jeff Nippard workout routine with this. It doesn't matter. What matters is the workout that you like. The first point is to help you with analysis paralysis and to just make fitness make sense again. And the second point is to teach you how to stay consistent, to turn you into a gym rat, because the truth is you don't have the body you want because you just not a gym rat. It's not because of your genetics. It's not because of nothing. It's because you don't have my gym rat retard caveman brain. And that's exactly what I'm going to give you on this channel. So my first point is this: genetics do play a large role in how your chest develops. Some people have this thing where they have like a huge like a hole in the middle of their chest, or they have like a concave bird chest. Listen, there's nothing that you can really do about those things. Your genetics does play a role in how your chest develops. I am Nigerian. If you look at Nigerians, we have really great chest genetics. But the key is this: it's not to get a chest like mine. All right, this video isn't going to teach you how to get a chest like mine, because you can't. You can, but at the same time, exactly like mine, you can't. I'm just thinking hyperlogically right now. What you can do is get the best chest that you're genetically capable of getting. And that should be your goal. You should see it. If you know your genetics, look up your genetic, makeup, right? Like let's say that you're Samoan, or let's say you're Korean, or just like Irish or something. And just look up that race and then bodybuilder, and then make that your goal. Your goal should be to be the best genetically capable version of yourself. That's it. It shouldn't be to be like me or anything. It should be to be your best genetically capable version of yourself. I'm aware that as a black man who has ectomorphic bone density, and I'm thinner and I'm longer and I'm lankier, that I can't be like the strong, big, white, thick boned, burly power builder strength level. But I still aim to be the best version of having physical strength that I possibly can. That's why you don't see a lot of black power builders. But that doesn't stop me. So that's my first point. And the way that you can track that is by, with the workouts that I'm going to talk about in this video, track to see how strong you can get with them in an 8 repetition set. I'm going to talk about the movement movements with the dumbbells and everything, but see how strong you get with an 8 repetition set, and then other things that I talk about in this video. The second point is that you need to start using dumbbells. You're probably one of those guys, I see this very often. I'll see guys benching. They bench and they bench and they bench. They get the barbell, they bench. I get it. Benching feels good. You feel masculine, you feel manly, you feel strong, but you need to start hitting dumbbells. The reason why is because each dumbbell forces you to have more control, and they force you to isolate each different pectoral muscle, each pec, its own level of work. When you're using barbells sometimes, and I see this sometimes with guys who start like benching and maybe they're not that used to the gym yet, one side of their chest sometimes just gets stronger than the other. It's weird. It's like you may not be able to catch it, but it's almost like one arm somehow stays stronger than the other. I'm not really going to talk too much about that, but it can happen. You'll see a guy who maxes out and then like one side actually starts to push. That's because they're probably dominant on that side. But the reason I say do dumbbells is because it forces you to like isolate and to give more attention to each individual pec muscle. I know that you think I have a better chest than the average OnlyFans subscriber, but I'm telling you the way that you can get that is simply by using dumbbells and the stuff that I'm going to talk about in this video. But with that being said, do incline benching movements and flat benching movements. So the workouts that I'm talking about is the incline DB press and then the DB flat presses. Those workouts right there are what's going to help you build a better chest. And I'm not saying that benching doesn't help you build a chest. Obviously, benching helps you build a chest. There's going to be some guy in the comment section talking about I've never done DB flat presses and I built a chest just fine. That's cool. I'm not saying that this is gospel. Listen, Chike is never going to say that a workout is gospel. I'm not going to say that shit ever on this channel, but I'm telling you the truth. Dumbbells are the way to go if you want to isolate that pec more. And then on top of that, you need to at least do an 8 rep range. And the reason why I think that you need to do an 8 rep range with these movements specifically is because people think that to get big, you have to do a lot of reps. That shit's not true. Doing hypertrophy, doing a lot of reps does enable you to get swoller, and it causes something called sarcoplasmic adaptation, but it's not gospel. What causes you to get big is just simply intensity. That's it. How hard is your muscle working? It's having higher intensity. If you do power building movements when you're doing low rep, it's not that you're not getting bigger, you are, but you're mostly training strength, which is torque. People think that strength is muscle size. That's not true. Strength is physics. Strength is torque. The reason power builders aren't that big, but they can still lift a lot of weight, is because they're training the law of physics, not their muscles. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Muscles play a large role in how much torque you generate because you need force in order to leverage that variable, but it's all about physics. That doesn't mean that low repetition movements aren't going to get you strong, aren't going to get you big. So 8 reps is a sweet spot is what I'm saying. And it's all about intensity. You don't need to do 15, 20 reps because then you're going to burn yourself out for later sets and you're spending too much time in the gym. Doing 8 reps, high intensity, overloading the weight is a sweet spot. So if you do heavy dumbbell work with 8 reps, you do incline DB press, you do flat DB press with these dumbbells, that can help you start kickstarting that chest growth for yourself. And I pretty much just talked about my next point, which was that it's about intensity. 8 repetition movements can do that really well. I do flat bench and incline bench with the dumbbells. I built my chest even more than I have in the past. If you look at pictures of me in the past with my chest compared to then to now, I still had a pretty decent chest because again, I'm Nigerian, but this is when I started using dumbbells and now you can see how big my I can damn near squeeze the mic in between my shits right now. It's all about intensity. It's not, you don't necessarily have to do 15, 20 reps of anything. It's about intensity. So I say do 8 repetition sets with these workouts and you can get to the point where you want to be. My fourth point is that you need to do calisthenics, bro. Calisthenics is insanely underrated. Calisthenics would solve probably 90% of your issues with building aesthetics right now. The reason why I have the body I have, other than the fact that I do it for 11 years, is not because that I just do weights. I also do body weight movements. You have to do body weight movements. I see many people go to the gym and you may be one of them and you're like, man, I gotta get big. I gotta build the chest. I gotta do all this stuff. And they go straight to the barbell bench, but then they don't pick up dumbbells. And even if they do, can you do push-ups? Can you do 60 push-ups without stopping? If you can't, then you probably should still do more. Push-ups can give you that as much, the intensity that you need. Body weight movements can help you build a lot of intensity and exhibit a lot of intensity in your workouts for your muscles so that you can get that muscle growth. And even when you notice like those Russian calisthenics guys online that you see, like these calisthenics athletes, they do like tons of push-ups and they also do a lot of dips, which I'm going to talk about in a second. That's going to help you build chest. And there's even another guy who online who pretty much only did push-ups. He only did like a shit ton of push-ups, like push-ups till he shit himself. He's like known for doing push-ups, the short guy. And his chest built. Listen, I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you is that push-ups is all you need to worry about. That's not all I'm saying. But I'm saying that if you're a guy who's worried about his chest, but your mindset is, I'm gonna go straight to the gym to build my chest, but you haven't even tried doing push-ups yet, dog, start from the bottom. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? Obviously, push-ups is gonna help you build that chest. I promise you. When you do push-ups in between your circuits, another way that you can implement this is that when you do push-ups in between your circuits, bro, your chest will fucking explode because of that intensity. Another calisthenic workout that I want to talk about is also dips, specifically dips when you're hunched over. I may have some B-roll in here where it's me doing dips. Hopefully it's me when I'm hunched over. But when you do dips, when you're hunched over, kind of, not when you're like your back is like kind of like straight and flexed out with almost like your chest is almost puffed out so that you can like focus more on your triceps. But when you're hunched over like this, you're actually focusing and targeting that outer chest and that lower chest, mostly that outer chest. And the thing is that people don't really hit that outer chest enough. You see how full my chest is right now. You see how full that shit protrudes from my sides right here, bro. Look at that. You see how full it is. For a long time, I would do dips, but I would do them hunched over because I didn't even know how to do dips correctly. I was doing dips hunched over thinking it was working my triceps. Meanwhile, my outer chest was getting strong. My triceps were getting strong too, but it's because I spammed these movements. And not only that, but I overloaded it. So when you do hunched over dips, you can hit that outer chest really, really well. It's almost like that movement when you see guys do a muscle up over a bar and then they start pressing down the bar. Those movements, like chest dips, those are really good for building an aesthetic chest. Overall, calisthenics in general, for chest exercises, the push-ups and the hunched over dips where you hit that outer chest, those are the ones that you want to do. Do not neglect them, because I see many guys, you neglect these exercises and then you don't build the chest. I focused on these exercises for a very long time, and that's why I have the body that I have right now. Now, I want to talk about how you can practically apply this advice. And normally I have this scripted out, but right now I'm pretty much just going off the fly right now because I want to make sure that you get the correct information, the best formatted information for your growth. But the way that you can implement this is that when you go to the gym, let's say you have a push-pull leg split and it's your push day, or you have like a chest day, something that you can do is that you want to essentially combine your calisthenics workouts and your bodybuilding workouts all on the same day. That's something that you can do. And what you can do is first start your exercises with your heavy sets. Those are your 8 repetition sets where you're hitting your incline movements or your flat bench movements, whichever one that you want to do the most, whichever one that just speaks to you. Do that, start your workout with that, and then do 8 reps and do at least maybe 4 sets of the workout or the exercise and overload until you cannot hit 8 reps anymore. When I say overload, I'm saying progressive overload. I want you to do the same amount of reps, but keep adding on the weight. Keep adding on the weight by 5 pounds. And I don't give a fuck about how many sets you do. I really don't care. What matters is that you get to the point where you can no longer do 8 reps. And then that's the point that you have to hit from now on every single time that you hit that movement. That's what I mean by progressive overload. Do that. Then follow the next exercise with the calisthenics movement, and then go back to the dumbbells, and then go back to the movement, and then that can be your day. So you almost kind of want to stagger them. You want to use the dumbbells, then you want to do the body weight, then you want to do the dumbbells, then you want to do the body weight. I'm not saying you can no longer bench. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you want to implement dumbbells and body weight movements into your splits so that you can get the most growth out of your chest. And this can actually work for you, and you can actually start to develop more chest muscles. You can add chest flies if you want. You can add the pec deck machine. You can add whatever you want into your split. But my main point is that if you haven't tried these things, if you haven't thought about these things, you seriously may want to consider it. An extra tip that I want to give you is that if you're skinnier and you're struggling to see if your chest is developing, something that you can do is try to see if that you can move each individual pec more. I learned that if you're able to isolate a muscle group and able to flex it and move it and move it on its own, right? That's a sign of high development. So if you're able to pop your pec like this without having to try too hard, right now it's second nature for me. I can just do this shit, bro, all day. I can do this shit through the video and distract you. But if you're able to do this eventually, then that means that your chest is growing. That's an extra tip that you want to know. So if you're able to move your muscle group without having to flex other muscles, that's a sign of good growth. But the main point is this: no workout is gospel. Genetics do matter. It's all about consistency. But if you neglect these things, that's probably why you're not growing. But it's all about consistency, bro. I honestly sometimes don't like the topics of these videos, but I want to give it to you because I think that they're important for you as a beginner. I think some people really need to understand, but you need to know that no workout's perfect. No workout's gospel. It's all about just doing this for a long time. I've done this for a very, very long time. I've done this for a while and I was able to build a chest. But this could help you shortcut a lot of the work that you would otherwise think that you need to do, especially if you're just one of those guys that barbell bench. If you want to know how to stay consistent and learn how to manage your life while you have a 9 to 5 and actually build an aesthetic body, and if fitness is fucking confusing to you because you're new to the whole thing and you just want a good consolidated understanding of how fitness works and how to get strong, how to get bigger, top link in the description is my program. Go ahead and join that. Otherwise, you can keep learning for free and watching this video if you want to learn more. With that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.